What is going on, everybody? I'm back making another video, and today I'm going to be showing off the new Science Simulator value list. I waited until update 4 to get this value list out because before update 4, the only limited secret that we had that the event already ended was the Violet Striker event, or the VioLeg event, where the Violet Striker secret pet came from. There's 19 normal Violet Strikers and 1 shiny. I hatched the only shiny. Also, I hatched a Dominus Phaedra earlier, and there's still only one more of these. The first one was hatched within like a couple hours, and then I hatched this one shortly after, and there still hasn't been another Dominus Phaedra hatched since, and that was like almost 24 hours ago. So this Dominus Phaedra is really rare. Even though it's not limited, it's really rare. So I just wanted to say that. I think I'm gonna make a video trying to trade this soon and get some big profit, because this pet, I feel like people will trade a lot for this, especially right now while it's still extremely rare, since it is also extremely high stats, not like the Hot Cocoa or Absolute Lightness. But today I'm going to be talking about this value list, and before you say anything, it is a work in progress. If you have any suggestions, don't hate on the list, just comment down below what you think I should do. Some of the suggestions I've already gotten is to lower all the values just by 10 times, because they're all relative to each other. It doesn't exactly matter what the number is. It would just be a little bit more easy on the eyes to lower all the numbers. Like if I just took a 0 off of everything, they would still be the same relative to each other. They would just be a smaller number. But the only reason I don't want to do that is because I'm using the same math system as BGS, and it's what everyone's used to, and it's what makes sense. If I just took a 0 off of all these, then a pet with 1,000 hatched would be only worth 100% instead of 1,000%. As you know, the system that I use for value list, the one that me and Keelagish came up with, that a lot of people didn't like, but you know, also a lot of people agreed with in BGS. The only reason anyone revolted against it is because everyone was used to old values, and there were so many people who thought their pet was worth a lot more than it actually was, and they just got butthurt because their pets went down in value. But this is an actual really good system that makes a lot of sense. If there is one secret pet hatched, it is worth 1,000,000% value. If there's 1 million of a certain secret pet hatched, it's only worth 1% value. So something 1,000,000 times more rare is worth 1,000,000 times more. You can apply that to a way smaller scale as well. So something with 1,000 hatched is 1,000% value. Something with only 200 hatched would be 5,000% value, or something with 5,000 hatched would only be 200% value. So everything is relative to each other. If something's 5 times more rare, it's going to be 5 times more valuable. So that's the same exact math system that goes into any of these pets. Every single thing is going to be based off of the amount hatched. A lot of people wanted to do like the hatch chance and stuff, but like that doesn't even matter. A lot of the hatch chances are the same on all the pets, and nobody's gonna give like come on, nobody's gonna give their Eternal Wreath for a Dark Luminosity. There's 4 times as many Dark Luminosities as Eternal Wreaths. It's just way more rare, even though they're both like 1 in a million probably. Like I'm just using that as an example. This orange bars here is because these pets are not finished with the event yet, so more of these are still being hatched. So these are the maximum values of all of these. Obviously they're all gonna go down because there's gonna be way more hatched. I kind of want to answer some questions before people even ask. I know people are looking at these normal secret pets and thinking, but let me explain. It's the same exact math system as these other pets. Like look, for example, Violet Striker, one of the rarest limited secret pets, the very first one in the game, 19 hatched, worth 52,000%. You know, if there's 20 hatched, it'd be worth a little bit less. It'd be a perfect 50,000%. The reason that Absolute Lightness and Hot Cocoa are like 100,000% is because there's only 10 hatched. Now, temporarily, that's technically what it's worth. Obviously, because it's a normal secret pet, not a limited secret pet, people are going to pay way less for it because it has way less demand, because obviously more can be hatched. So for example, my Dominus Phaedra, there's literally only 2 in the world, so it should be worth like 500,000%. That's like almost as much value as the shiny Violet Striker, which I have the only one in the world of, which is actually an extremely rare pet and will be forever. So Dominus Phaedra is right now almost as worth as much as a shiny Violet Striker, and you can get mad at that all you want, but it's just the truth. There's literally only 2 hatched, and I can't do anything about it. People did this stuff all the time. time in BGS. They're like, well, this pet's worth too much, just change this one. Like, no, you don't just change one. It's all a math system. It's all relative to each other. It's all based off of how rare the pet is. If there's 2 hatched, it's worth 500,000%. I'm sorry, the bottom line. Then again, it's a normal secret pet, not a limited one, so there's still going to be more hatched in the future. Same thing with limited secret pets that the event isn't over yet. All of these are going to have high demand, but at the same time, people aren't going to pay the full price for them. At the very beginning of any event, there's either like at the very beginning of every event, there's 0 secrets hatched out of the new egg. But as soon as that first secret's hatched, the pet's technically worth 1,000,000%. Like, it's the only one in the world for that time being. So all of these values are really high, but they're going to drop as more are hatched. Same thing with the normal secret pets. Over time, let's say like 3-4 months, there could be hundreds of all these, and all of these pets could be really bad. You never know. They're just worth this much right now. But there's also mutations coming soon. I don't know exactly how I'm going to implement that. I don't even want to try to explain it because I barely know how it works. Sigatronics tried to explain it to me, but it's complicated, and I still want to see how everything plays out before I try to put values on mutations, because those aren't even out yet and I barely know how it works. So yeah, like I was saying, the value list is not done. It still needs to be cleaned up. I still need to try to figure out some way to put values on other pets that aren't secrets, because the secret value system goes off of rarity, and the only reason we can do that is because we know how rare the pets are. We don't really know how rare stuff like Robux pets are. Like, for example, the Dark Imp or the Big Coconut, or, you know, the Poggers Hot Dog, the Immortal Puffer Fish, stuff like that. I honestly have no clue what those are worth, because nobody knows how many there are. Like, well, actually, Sigatronics does. I wonder if there's somehow, there might be a way that we can find out. I don't know. There's a lot more information we can get out of this game than BGS, because I know the owner directly. I'm like in direct contact with him every day. We're partners. So I'll see what I can do. There's going to be improvements to the list all of the time. And then there's one more thing that I wanted to cover. For stuff like ultra rare shinies, usually shinies are just worth 10 times what the normal is, because you can make a shiny out of 10 normals pretty much at any time. But stuff for like ultra rare limited secret pets, let's say for example Violet Striker only had 5 normals and 1 shiny, so the normal would be worth 200k, but that wouldn't make the shiny 2 million, because the maximum a pet can be is 1 million value. If there's only one of it, it can be 1 million value. The only reason all of these shiny secrets with only one existing don't have 1 million value is because there's normals and another shiny can be made. But for something like, let's say the Violet Striker only had 5 and it was worth 200k, it only had 5 hatched, the shiny would still only be 1,000,000% value, because it's pretty much its own pet category at that point, whenever no more shinies can be made because the pet is so rare. Like, for example, if there was only 2 Violet Strikers, it would be worth 500,000%, but that doesn't make the shiny worth 5 million. That makes the shiny still only 1,000,000%, because there's only one of them. It's not going to be the shiny's not going to be any more or less rare if there's only 2 normals opposed to 5 normals, if that makes sense. Because either way, no more shinies can be made with 2 normals or 5 normals. Either way, it's still extremely rare, so you can't have a shiny be worth 2,000,000% or 5,000,000%. No matter what, the maximum value is 1 million and the minimum value is, well, there's not really a minimum value. I was gonna say 1% if there's 1 million of something hatched, but if there's like 2 million of something hatched, then it would technically only be worth 0.5%. So that's pretty much it for the list. If you guys have any questions, I'll try to answer questions down in the comment section below. If you have suggestions for the list to help make it better or something like that, I might not respond to all of them, but I'm definitely going to try to read through them and improve the list as much as I can. I can't respond to every suggestion and explain everything in a different way perfectly to everyone. Obviously, that's just a little bit too hard to do, but I'm going to try to respond to as much as I can and try to take in as much as I can to make the list better. This is just the start of the list. It doesn't even look nice yet, but people wanted a list. They need a list for trading. I said update 4, I'll get the list out. Even yesterday in the video, I was saying very soon, value list, I was hyping it up. So here it is. It's not finished yet, but it's based off of the old BGS math system that me and Kilo made. It makes perfect perfect sense. It's all off of rarity. If something is 5 times more rare than something else, it's worth 5 times more. It makes perfect sense. This is pretty much how a lot of people trade anyways, off of rarity. So having a list with set values is really nice. And I was talking about earlier why I didn't want to just take a 0 off of everything, because I wanted it to be like the BGS value system that everyone's used to. If there's 1,000 hatched, it's 1,000%. It's just so simple, so easy. 1 to 1,000,000, it's a perfect range. It's just what everyone's been using for years on BGS. So a lot of these pets are like Sinister Lord value right now because stuff's so rare. But in the future, if there's hundreds and hundreds hatched, they're going to be worth like normal secrets. Like look at the Keymaster right now. It's only worth 6,700. There's almost 150 hatched. You know what I mean? So as there's more pets like this, or even more hatched than pets like this, it'll be a little bit more balanced. But the game is still new. I mean, it's not that big of a deal having a bunch of rare stuff in the beginning of the game. I mean, BGS was like that. A ton of the OG stuff is extremely rare now. That's just how games are. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you hit the like button, comment some ideas for more future videos down below. Subscribe if you have not already, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.